Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I've made so many mistakes, but the number one mistake that I talk about, the first mistake that I think everyone makes is waiting to feel 100% ready. And that's a huge mistake because you wait and you wait for the perfect time, for the perfect moment, for the perfect
product.
Yes, for the perfect outcome, and it will never come. And so my advice is to start when you're 70% ready. So if you're 70%, you should go. And I think too many people leave their dreams to die because they never start. And they're too afraid to fail. And so that's why I wrote about mistakes because I wanted to normalize failure to other people and share, usually you talk about, I sold my company for $235 million, and you don't talk about all the challenges before to get there. And so now I think it's really important to talk about that because as founders, you're going to have so many setbacks and so many challenges and so many things that go wrong that it's important to talk about that. Actually, sometimes those biggest setbacks will become your greatest success. Listen, I think for me, one of the biggest mistakes was letting fear of failure stop me from doing, from starting. I think a lot of people let the fear of what they look like, what people will say. When I started my first company, everyone told me I was crazy and I had no skills, and the internet was a fad. That's like saying AI is a fad. It's not, right? But back then, people thought that. And I think you have to have the courage. Courage comes before certainty. And so you have to have the courage to do it before you know what's going to happen. And amongst that mistake, guys, listen, I partnered with the wrong people. I, stayed too long in places that I should have left. I think I talk about quitting a lot, and I think I just don't quit. And I think that's part of my success is that I don't quit. I just keep going. And I think a lot of people give up right before they find success because it gets too hard or they just don't think they can do it anymore. But I think they can. Yeah, I think we talk a lot about AI, and I am a huge advocate for AI. But actually, when I'm just speaking about it, what I really believe in people. Like I believe great people make great companies. I think they will continue to do that. AI can accelerate that, yes, but at the end of the day, people buy people. People do business with people. People didn't come here to meet an algorithm. They came to meet 20,000 other people that want to create and innovate and ideate. And so I'm a very big believer that you need both. And I think that's where you'll get the best outcome. I think right now, when you look at it, it's going to be some great successes. Obviously, we'll have to wait for time will tell, right? On any company, time will tell. But right now, I'm very bullish. I think there's a great opportunity, and I think there's so many companies, even right now, that haven't even been built. We're at like the beginning, right? I think the statistic is 1 in 6 people are using AI. That means 5 out of 6 people are sitting on the sidelines waiting. Again, waiting to feel ready for I don't know what. But I think it's important that we're still at the start. What an amazing time it is for everyone here. This is it. And so just reminding ourselves that we're at the beginning. It just depends on when did you invest. I think obviously the people that started early will do very well. But I think it just depends on. I would have had less people. Right?
Yeah.
No, seriously. I think the last company which I was running had 1,000 people globally. You probably need, I don't know how many, but not that many. So I think that is it's a very true statement. But the cool thing is that you can create quicker, faster, fail faster, and learn and grow. So the speed will be increasingly exciting for entrepreneurs getting in right now. I think right now, when you look at, when I invest, I look at the tech, the team, and the total addressable market, like on a global scale. So it really is about where's the opportunity on a global level as opposed to a local level. Now, that's not to say that there couldn't be great local companies that you could build and start and scale and sell, but I think you have to look at what's the opportunity outside of Chile. I mean, if you look at America, where can you look at India, look at China? Like, what's the opportunity? I think that would be the assessment I would make from an investment point of view. I mean, the eureka point, honestly, for any entrepreneur is not till the time that the cash hits your bank account.
Yeah.
It's all up to then unknown, I think. I mean, maybe you think you're gonna make it, but you don't actually know until you sell and someone gives you money for your bank, until the cash is in the bank. So that's the eureka moment. So up till then, you just don't know. I mean, you think you've got something, but until someone puts money on it, anything could happen. We see that a lot, obviously. Like companies that are very, are heroes today become zeros tomorrow, unfortunately, and vice versa. So I think for me is, and I talk about it, and it actually goes back to people. At the end of the day, I think business is personal. Like the people that you sell to, the people that you work with, the teams that you have, the partners that you have, it comes, like at that time, it came down to relationships. Honestly, like in terms of trust and the trust of relationships, in order to, at that point, you're not just buying tech, you're buying teams, like teams on a global scale. So you have to have trust, and that business is personal. I think the mistake I made very early on was thinking it wasn't. But what I learned was it is. And I still believe that today. And even in the next generation of AI, I still believe that business will be personal. I mean, I think the advice for any founder is to start, right? I think, and be okay to pivot. So I think I talk about it a lot, like failing to pivot, whether every company starts and they never, I mean, I've invested in 150 companies. One maybe has not pivoted the company. If you think of the biggest companies that you know, YouTube started as a dating site, Twitter as a podcast platform. So looking at the market and thinking, as a founder, you believe it should be X, but as the market dictates you should do something differently, you should be flexible and agile to move with the market. I think that's really important. Well, for me, I'm looking for, number one, how big's the market? I also look at who's on the team, right? And then I think of what are you building, and will it have unique differentiation at scale? Because if there's no moat, then I'm not going to invest. I think, and probably even more so today, they think, listen, yes, you can build a company with a very small amount of people, but I made the mistake of thinking I could do it alone, and I couldn't. You think you know everything, you don't. And I really believe, and I talk about this a lot, I really believe in the value of mentorship. I have a lot of great mentors across a lot of different categories. And I think as an entrepreneur, especially when young, coming in, it doesn't matter what country you're in, finding a great mentor is a key to your success. Because you can learn from all the mistakes they made. You don't have to make the same mistakes. I mean, you're gonna make other ones, but at least you don't make, that's why I wrote the book. Don't make the ones that I gave you 10, don't make those. You're gonna make 100 more, right? But at least you're not making the same ones I did. And I think mentors are an incredible way to learn and to grow and to help you see the possibilities and also see the challenges that you might come into. This is gonna sound good, but thinking big. Like American founders, in my opinion, they think so big, almost to the point of crazy, right? But I think having spent a lot of time and having had a lot of different companies that had different offices here, and my own mistake is not thinking big enough. When I started my company, I just wanted to make $1 million. I didn't know it was eventually become $1 billion annually, right? So it was my own limiting belief. And so I think in America, people are just thinking so big. And so just encouraging to think, how big could this really be? I mean, listen, failure is an event and quitting's a decision. So you gotta just, until you decide to quit, you can keep failing. I don't think listen, the more times you fail, the more times likely you're going to succeed. Think of all, as many great entrepreneurs, how many times, like Edison, how many times that guy tried, like thousands. And every time he got closer to, at least he knew that wasn't gonna work. this is the best time to start a company. Yeah, if I would start, this is it. I think this is, if I'm anyone right now, it's never been easier to start a company. Like I had a dial-up modem trying to like get on the internet, trying to make a company. Yeah, I think now is the best time to start a company. Like, no, you guys agree? This is it.
Yes.
Like, let's all leave and start new companies. I think it excites me that AI will increase the speed of which we can create, and it will be with less people. But what you're doing now, the innovation that you can focus on as opposed to mundane automation is amazing. So like I'm a huge proponent right now, like that, what a great gift to all of the founders right now. So I'm a very big believer that we've now given mind space to creativity, to innovation, to think outside the box, and that's what we want to be using our time for, right? Will AI reduce a business failure? I don't know. That's a good question, actually. I think AI will tell you if you will fail faster. I don't know if it will reduce business failure, but it will tell you if you're failing faster. So it will be faster to find product market fit. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much.